Hey guys, welcome back once again. In this video, I am going to show you how to manage column state for the better experience of user in AZGrid. As you can see here, I have a table and by default, I have 4 columns. So what if I want to hide this date column from the user side because I don't care about the date much of the time. I want here only 3 to be visible. So here what I have to do is let's expand this here save. So click on save. Okay, so basically here I am providing you 3 states: save, restore and reset. Okay, and on the top here, as you can see, I have columns. So from here I can select to show and unselect to hide. So let's say I want to hide this column. So here as you can see, it has been hidden. And now again I will come to the save, and here I have to click on save state. Okay, so now as you can see, I am not getting any more that column, and if I refresh this page, still you can see you are not getting any more. Okay, but if you want to see again, you have to just click on date, and again you have to click on save, and you will get this state again here. So now let's say if you have a table of 15 columns, your focus is going to be in first 5 columns or any 5 columns, and remaining are not that much required. So what you can do is here you can unselect them, okay, whichever is not required, and you can come to save here and click on save state, and here as you can see you got a alert that column state saved. Okay, and now you will get only 2 columns each and every time. So now let me refresh, and here as you can see column state restored, and I will get only 2 columns. Okay, now let me see here, I have selected these things. Okay, so let's say for the first time I want to see only 5 out of 15, but just for the sake of information I have started looking at 6 and 7, so I have enabled them. Okay, and now I am not clicking on this save and reset or any restore. Okay, so now if I click here, I will get only 2 because those 2 only were stored. Now there is another one thing, you don't have to refresh to get it back. What you can do is you can come to here save, you can click on restore, and again you will be able to see only 2 columns. Okay, and let's say one day you felt that I have messed up so many things. Okay, you want every column to be there, just you have to click on reset, you will get all the columns, and again whatever you want to do, you are free to do that. Okay, so this is something we are modifying on the client side. We are not deleting your row completely, we are just hiding by the flexibility of AZGrid. And believe me, this will provide a very good user experience in order to manage a table with more than 6 or 7 columns. Now just let me sort here, and here I came and I clicked on save. Okay, if I now refresh the page, sorting will be still applied. As you can see here, we are storing the state of sort as well. Okay, so now let me say that I am applying this sorting here. Okay, and as you can see this got sorted in ascending order. Now I am going to save this, so I saved it, and right now let me refresh this page. Here as you can see this grid is sorted on the base of price. So now let's jump to the VS Code and implement this feature in our code base. Okay guys, as you can see already I have a sample application, React AZGrid app, and here let's jump to the app.js, and as you can see in return I am just returning 2 headers, and here I am returning just AZGrid. I am passing 4 parameters as well to AZGrid. First is the raw data, and this raw data is something coming from the hard-coded data which I have hard-coded in data.js. And here the second is the column definition, which one I am passing here. Third is the default column definition. So here as you can see I am passing 3 property. Flex 1, basically it will allow all column to cover whole width, and filter, I want filters to be there, and I want sortable. Okay, so all column can be sortable. So now the another one here parameter I am passing is on grid ready. So here as you can see, this is the function. Whenever the grid renders successfully on UI, this function will get triggered automatically. And here basically it will modify the grid API by the help of API of this edge grid. Okay, so now let me show you how our table is looking. So this is our table. So basically it have 4 columns: make, price, model and date. So now in order to manage a column state in AG Grid, let's jump to the AG Grid website. Okay, and here as you can see, React Data Grid column state. You can find this link in description of this video as well. So now I will walk you through this. So here we have something called get column state. Basically it will get you all the state what the column have, and accordingly we can store it for the future reference. And in order to apply restore, actually here we can call this function apply column state, and we can pass our state what we have already saved. Okay, so here as you can see, we have a sample example as well. So now let me here remove these 2 columns, and I clicked on save state. Now I again clicked on here this edge, and I will click on restore. So here as you can see, it has been removed. Okay, now let me add couple of more, and here I saved this state. Right now I was looking for country, so I got this country age, and now I don't want to get anything more. Wherever I started, I want to be there. I want to get my saved state, so I will click on restore, and here as you can see, this has been unchecked. So now if I want to get all of them, what I have to click here on reset state. Okay, so I will get initial state again for all the tables. Okay, so now they are just using for your experience here. So whatever the functionality we have here, on refresh of the page it doesn't work, because they are just managing a variable and they are just removing it. But in our case we will use browser local storage to store the data, so it will be applicable for the user whenever we log in back. So in case of the browser refresh, the local storage will not be removed, so user can experience the same whatever he have stored already. Okay, so we can do this to provide a better experience to the user, and it will really be helpful if you are dealing with the multiple columns. So now let's come back here and let's see what they are doing. So here as you can see, we have this function reset state, and here we have this restore state and save state. So basically they are using this window.call state. So here in call state they are storing the state, but in our case we will store into the browser local storage. Okay, so now what I will do is I will grab this code with the all 3, and I will get back here. Okay, now I need those 3 buttons as well. So here I will collect these 3 buttons. Okay, and I will paste it here. Okay, so here as you can see, we are getting this error that gridref.current. It's not there because we are not using gridref. So right now here I will use the grid API which already we have. So here grid API, it will have 2 property, API and column API. So here we are using column API. So now here I will replace. Okay, and on click it will get call. So now let's get back here. Okay, and already I have provided some of the style to button, so let me show you. So here as you can see, this is the height, width I have given 100%. So as of now we can make this width as a 120 pixel, or let's say 200. Okay, and now let's come back. So here semicolon should be at the last. Okay, and as you can see we got the buttons. Okay, So now I need to enable sidebar tool panel for the column, so I can hide a row and I can enable to show the row. So for that, again, let's come back here and I will pass sidebar and here value as a columns. Okay, and as you can see, I got this column. Again, so if you want to learn more about this column sidebar tool panel, I have a separate video on that. So there I have talked about the column filter and how to customize and add your own sidebar panel. You can refer that video. You can find link in description of this video. And now I will remove these two and I will click on restore. So here as you can see, nothing happened. So let's come here and go to column. Let's click on this, and here as you can see, we are getting a issue. It's saying that cannot read property of undefined reading column API. So basically it's saying, so the value of grid API is null, that's why it can't read this value. So here we are using this use callback, so I will remove this. Okay, so here as well. Okay, now let's come back here. Let's remove this and now let's click on here saved state, and here as you can see, I got a console that column state saved, which is getting printed once it will be saved this successfully. Now let me go to other. I change the state, I clicked on restore and I got these 3 columns. Okay, so basically it's working fine. Now I have applied, saved. Now I am looking at all. I will click on restore and as you can see, I got only 2. Okay, on click of this reset, I got all of them. Now let me do with the sorting. So I have this sorting, I clicked save, and now if I go anywhere and here I clicked on sorting order, and now again if I click on restore, as you can see, it's got sorted again because this is the state we have already stored. Now let me refresh this page, and here as you can see, it's got broken on page refresh. Okay, so basically here if you can see, we are maintaining this state into the windows, so we are not storing anywhere for the future reference. Okay, so that is what we have to do it here. So now what I will do is here, instead of storing into this window call state, I will store into the local storage and I will get it from there. So for that here, I will create a utility folder. So let's call it as utility.js. Okay, and here I will create 2 functions first of all. So first is the set local storage and delete local storage. So here export const set storage. Okay, so here in this case I will get 2 things. So first is the data and second is the parameter. So let's say I will get here data and second is the key. So here I can use local storage dot set item. I can pass your key and I can pass your data, and make sure this data have to be converted into the string. So for that here I will use JSON dot stringify. So basically it will convert your JSON structure into a string and it will set the data. Okay, so here by default here I will provide this value as a grid. So if I am not providing any key, it will select grid automatically. Another one function I have to write. So here export const get local storage. So local storage dot get item, and just here you have to pass the key, and again here key will be grid by default. Okay, now another one function we need to clear. So here const clear local storage Okay, and here local storage dot clear, and we will remove it. So the purpose of writing this utility function is to make use everywhere and manage code in a very good way and follow some standard. So here, as you can see, if you are not passing key, it will automatically take this grade, and if you are passing the data, it will consider the data and it will convert here into the string. If you are writing and everywhere you are doing, you have to write this code again and again, but in this case you don't have to do this. So now while getting the data, it will return me a string data. So I need to convert it into the JSON. So for that, JSON dot parse, and I will convert this whole thing, okay, and I will return from here. So now let's come back here, and here I will get a instance. So let's call it as const. Here call state, I will assign to this variable, and I will call my function to store this information in local storage. So here set local storage, and here I have to just pass this call state. Second parameter is optional, as you can see here, question mark. Okay, now let's come back here. So here what I will do, I will get the data from there and I will check this information while restoring. So I will call const call state and get local storage. Okay, so here I will get the JSON, and I can check if this value is null, then return this, otherwise pass this value here and apply order as a true. Okay, now here on grid column reset, so basically we are resetting this grid API, and on the other hand we need to clear the backend thing as well, whatever we have already stored into the local storage. So here I will call this clear local storage, and it will be called. Okay, so now let's get back here, and here let's refresh this application. Here I will go to this application, here the local storage, and as you can see already I have this column definition here. I got something. Now let me make some changes, and here I will click on save state. Okay, now I am trying to refresh the page, and here as you can see nothing happened. I didn't got my data, but if I click on restore, I got the same state. Okay, so the problem is here, basically whenever we are refreshing the page, the first method will get called is on grid ready. Okay, and this restore have to be called here once. So what I will do is I will call this restore state here. So now if I refresh this page, as you can see it didn't work, and here as you can see it got broken as well. Something cannot read property of undefined reading column API. So basically what's going on here is whenever I am trying to refresh, the immediately on grid will get called, and here this is the async call, so it will take some time to get called. So value of this grid API is null there at the top because initial value is empty. Okay, so that's why here we are getting that cannot read property column API of undefined because this value is undefined. So in that case here I can pass these params. Okay, and here I can receive these params, and instead of referring this grid API I will refer here params. Okay, but now the question rises is here we are not passing the params while calling this function from here. So now I will call here something like this, and I will pass this as a grid API because I will be holding here grid API. Okay, so now let's come back, Now let me refresh this page, and here as you can see I got only 2 columns. Okay, so now here I selected all, I clicked on save. Okay, and let me refresh. So here I will get all. Right now I will sort this and save here and refresh, and here as you can see still the sorting is applied. Okay, so right now let me show only one column, save state, and here as you can see I have a one column. Okay, so now we have implemented how to hide and how to show, how to restore. So automatically for the first time whenever you click, basically this restore function will get called and it will restore from your local storage. Okay, reset will clear the thing from there. So now let me show you. Here I will click on this reset, and now let me refresh, and here as you can see we don't have anything, so it got cleared from here. Okay, so now I will get something like this, save it, and here I will keep on getting these things. Okay, so now the next thing is we have to move this one here as a sidebar tool panel. Do that. So for that here let's get back. Okay, and instead of passing this as a column, here I will pass as an object, and this object will take one parameter that is called tool panels, and here we can pass the multiple panels. So here it will be an array, and each object will represent a single tool panel. So first here I will pass this ID of columns. Okay, and next I have to pass tool panel. Okay, so here this is something already existing, so I will pass here ag columns tool panel. Now if you can see here we have something undefined, and on click we are getting these things. But if you can notice here this is undefined. So for this here we need to define the name. So label default I will call it as a columns, and C should be caps here. Okay, now we got columns, we need an icon here. So for that here I can pass key icon, and I can pass here column icon. Okay, so here still it's not rendering, so I hope the name is columns, not column. Yeah, so it got rendered here as you can see. Now I need to pass another custom one. Okay, so here I will replicate the same, and I will give name as a here save. So let's call it as a save, and label I would like to have save. So here column will be menu. If you want to pass your custom icon you can do that, and here instead of passing the component I will pass our custom component. So for that here arrow function div. Okay, and now I will write here hello. Double L should be here. Now let's come back and refresh this. So here as you can see I have this save, and on click of this I am getting this hello there. Okay, so now I need to move these buttons there. So for that I will cut it from here, and I will replace this by hello. Okay, so now as you can see we are not getting there anymore, and here we have these buttons. Okay, so now if you want here to be some padding from the top, or let's say some margin, so here margin top, and let's say 20 pixel. So here at the top it got margin. Okay, so now the thing is once you click on the save state it should get automatically called, or once you click on reset state or restore state it should get automatically closed. So for that as well let's write a function. So const close sidebar tool panel. Okay, so here right now grid API dot, and here I will call API dot close tool panel. Okay, now let's call this method here on reset as well. So reset, and here after applying, and here after this. Okay, so I forgot the bracket. Okay, so now let me refresh this. Here let's come. I have applied sorting, save, it got closed. If I click on restore, it got closed, and if I click on reset, it got reset and closed as well. So in this video we have seen how to manage a column state of AG grid to provide a better experience to any user. Okay, and also on the other hand we have seen how to customize a sidebar tool panel in AG grid as well. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in comment section, or if you have any suggestion, that will be appreciated. You will get download link of this code in description of this video. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. If you like this content, please do like, share and subscribe. See you in next video. Thanks for watching.